All right, now we're going to begin talking about musical theater as it changed in the 20th century. We take everything that we've talked about so far, all these different types of musical theater come together, and in the 20th century, they become musical theater as we know it now. And the name you need to remember is a gentleman by the name of Jerome Kern. Jerome Kern is a lyricist, a composer. He lived from 1885 to 1945. Jerome Kern is called the pioneer of musical comedy. He is known as the pioneer of musical comedy. And he demonstrated in action the principle of the book. He demonstrated in action the principle of the book. Now, when I'm talking about the book, what we're talking about here is the story. What Jerome Kern wanted to see happen is he wanted a unified story, and everything in that story would be told through song, dance, and dialogue. It all works together to tell this one story, the book. This totally revolutionizes musical theater. Up till now, even when we had musicals, they would take some original songs, and then they would take songs that had already been written for something else and stick them into the play. Or they would write original songs, but the songs had nothing to do with telling the story. They just thought it would be a good song, so they would put it in. Kern says, no, nothing goes into the story unless it helps to tell the story, the book. The first big musical that takes place using this idea is in 1928, and it's a musical called Showboat. Showboat is an incredible hit. It becomes the foremost popular achievement of musical theater of the 1920s. The foremost popular achievement of musical theater of the 1920s. In other words, once they create Showboat, everybody copies it. Everybody wants to be like that show. It is the end-all and be-all of musicals. Now, Showboat is adapted from a novel by Edna Ferber. And again, Kern wanted this. They took a story and they adapted it to the stage, and they created song and dance to go with it. Kern wrote the score, and a fellow by the name of Oscar Hammerstein II wrote the lyrics. Unlike a lot of musicals, this one, Showboat, is pretty serious at times. It deals with race relations. It deals with mixed marriage on the races. And not everything ends happily. It does for some, but not for everyone. Probably the most famous song that came out of Showboat was the number Old Man River. And I'm pretty sure you've heard this before. Old Man River was one of the hit songs. Later, when they do the film of Old Man River, a fellow by the name of Paul Robeson, one of the greatest actors of the 20th century, Paul Robeson plays Jim, the character who sings Old Man River, and he did it so well that for his entire life he couldn't go anywhere without people wanting him to sing that song. It became his signature song. Showboat continues to be performed, though it was created, like I said, in 1928. There have been a number of revivals. And I want to show you a clip from the 1994 revival of Showboat. And we're going to show you the song Old Man River. This is performed by a gentleman named Michael Bell, who played Joe in that production. So let's look at that now. Old Man River from Showboat.